Tom from Metalloud here, and it's time to review a classic album, The Offspring, Conspiracy of One. So The Offspring have always kind of had a melodic kind of punk sound to them that's kind of lightheartedness. They've never really been a pop-punk band, I would say, in the same relevance that bands like Blink-182 or Sum 41 are. They've never really been that kind of mall or skater punk band. They've always felt a little bit more mature than those other bands. Now, don't get me wrong, they have some corny, cheesy songs like Pretty Fly for a White Guy, which is probably their most famous single. But overall, I just feel that musically at least, they're a little bit more mature than those other bands. And I think their pinnacle is really with this album, Conspiracy of One. It still has a lot of that punk flavor to it. It's got melodic parts, it's catchy in a lot of parts, and it brings a lot of diversity and variety into their sound. It's not just a straightforward power punk or power rock album on here. The opening song, Come Out Swinging, really is this powerful punch-in-the-face punk song on this album. I mean, at the same time, it's very catchy, and it's something you see being on the radio. It also features some kind of love songs like Want You Bad, which is kind of a play on words there, because he's not talking about just wanting somebody badly or a lot. He's also talking about he wants that girl to be a bad girl, as you would call it, somebody who dresses in like leather and dark clothing and likes punk music and all that stuff. And it's kind of a fun, but at the same time, very serious love song. You have songs like Special Delivery, which is kind of a creepy song if you actually listen to it, talking about almost like stalking this girl and how she's going to fall in love with him because he's got this special delivery for her. And it's kind of a dark song, but at the same time, it's done in a playful manner. And not playful as in it makes fun of stalking or makes light of stalking or something like that, but musically it's kind of a little bit lighthearted on there, and it's a fun song to listen to. You have songs like One Fine Day that are kind of like a drinking song. This is what you would listen to with your buddies out on a nice day or something like that. You have songs like Damn It I Changed, which kind of talk about compromising your beliefs a little bit. Then there's a song Living in Chaos, which kind of has this funk vibe to it a little bit. The ending song, Conspiracy of One, the title track, it's kind of a dark song. It's definitely a very hard rock but punk-infused song. Probably the most interesting track on here is the song Vultures. It's got a very kind of grungy vibe to it. It really feels like it would have been written by Nirvana almost. So overall, there is a lot to like on this album. It's not as soft as it might appear, and if you're used to The Offspring kind of being labeled as a kind of mainstream hard rock band, this album is kind of very edgy for them. And honestly, it's probably one of my favorite albums over time. I mean, this album has lasted over 15 years, and it really doesn't feel like that. You listen to it again, and it feels like this could have been released yesterday. It is still relevant today. It's still got enough edge of it that it really does stay with you over time. It's still got a lot of that cheese on it, and it's still kind of corny at parts, like the song Original Prankster definitely kind of fits that vibe, but overall it's probably a more mature album than they've released in the past, and more mature than that kind of category that they're thrown into is. Conspiracy of One is a fantastic album that really does stand the test of time.